It's December 1st, 2022. Have you done your Christmas shopping yet? Hey, listen, today we are talking about a sneak peek into the scary real estate market of 2023. What's it going to look like? Is it going to be high? Is it going to be low? Well, watch this video and learn all about it. Hey, what's going on? It's Hal Wilkerson with Hawaii Property Advisors. Hope you are doing amazing. And I want to welcome you to today's Hawaii real estate market. We are super excited about what 2023 has in store for us. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to take a look at kind of the factors of what's going on in the market today. And then also sort of what are some of the factors that are leading into what 2023 is going to look like. We want to give you a really good sneak peek with a couple of key data points to help you have the best information about what you need to know for either selling or buying your house in 2023. So first up though, excuse me, let me, oh, there we go. I want to introduce to you our newest team member over here at Hawaii Property Advisors. First things first, I want to introduce you to Kristy Colbert. Kristy, say hello.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me, Hal, and I am super excited to be joining your team.
Yes, absolutely. So Kristy is a new team member, and she's going to be our newest Hawaii Property Advisor. So I'm super happy to have her. And Kristy, thank you for joining the team. In fact, you're actually our first agent to join the team. So we are formally going into 2023 as a real estate team. And Kristy is our first team member. So we're super excited about that. But Kristy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. So I'm lucky to have gotten to call Oahu home for the last little over 3 years. Fell in love with the land and the people and the atmosphere, culture here. So I also have 3 kids. So we get out and enjoy the wonderful weather and everything that the island has to offer as much as possible.
Cool. And you are an avid hiker, I think?
Yes.
Okay, right on.
Love hiking any days that we can, rain or shine.
What's your favorite hike? What's your favorite hike on the island?
Mount Olympus.
Mount Olympus?
Yes.
Where is Mount Olympus?
It's a little bit more central part of the island, close to St. Louis Heights kind of area. Okay. I got surprised and going when I wasn't quite prepared for that one and showed up going, oh.
Is that the one where you park at the that park up there that has all those Fraser, or what are they? Those I forget the name of those pine trees, those big old long pines. You park in that beautiful parking area. It looks like the Pacific Northwest, actually.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Okay. And then you hike back up there. So that's Mount Olympus up there. How far of a hike is it from that parking lot up there?
Off the top of my head, I want to say we did a little over 6 miles with a lot of elevation. You've got some rope climbing in there.
6 miles one way?
No.
Oh, 3. Okay. So out and back. Okay. Gotcha. Still, that's a good sturdy hike. Yeah. And I've seen some of those areas where you've got the ropes and you've got the ladders and you've got all kinds of stuff, but oh, that's awesome. All right. Well, good, Kristy. And just real quick, why did you what helped you decide to join Hawaii Property Advisors? I'm curious.
So Hawaii Property Advisors, I saw the opportunity to connect with a large audience and a time to get to educate people in a different way through video, your your news.
Okay. Sorry. What?
When you're on the news on KOH.
Oh yeah, KHON. Oh yeah, you saw those? Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
And as a former teacher, education is a huge part of who I am, and just seeing this as an opportunity to deep dive into market stats, understand, and then be able to in turn educate buyers or sellers on that's huge. And then having a partner to work with similar goals and that kind of thing is amazing. So.
Here. I like it. Fist bump. Very cool, Kristy. Well, we're looking forward to working with you for sure. And I'm super stoked to have you on the team. And let's do some real estate deals in 2023. What do you say?
Let's do it. Let's crush it.
Right on. All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump into our slides here. And so that's Kristy. But big picture, why you actually probably clicked on this to learn a little bit about what the Hawaii market is going to do in 2023. Now, I want to let you know, if you've not seen our content before, one of the things I like to do is I do a little bit of an education on the front half of the video, and then on the back half, we'll do a real estate roundup. And basically, we sort of round up what the highs, the medians, and the low is on the market, and we do it real time. And it gives you a really good idea of what the market is actually doing in Hawaii, or specifically on Oahu. But big picture, what is the market doing today? Well, let's take a look at what it is doing now. So let me pull up our info sparks here, and let's take a peek, because it's all about the data, isn't it?
It's
awesome. All right. So what is this chart we're looking at here? So this is actually the median sales price over the last 10 years in the Oahu MLS. And the median sales price, that is including both single families and townhomes or condos. I am going to go ahead and pull out the condo townhouse. So this is single family only. So the median sales price for November, was 1.1. In October, it took a little bit of a dip down there, but we're right at 1.1. Now, I always like to remind folks, the median is the center of a data set. It's not an average, it's a median. So if you have 101 or 100 data points, a median is a 50, right? So that's one thing to remember. A little different story than the average, okay? The average is, in our market, generally a lot higher because we have some of these larger, more expensive homes that tend to skew things to a little bit above where the median is. So the average is a lot of times higher than the median in Hawaii. And you can see our average in March of this year, spring of 23, that was a 10-year high, 1.534. We have seen a little bit of a retracement gradually over the year. That was almost market peak. Actually, it was market peak in the last 10 years. And we saw it at our lowest point of the year in October at 1.227 for the average. And now we're up to 1.3. And, that was November. What are we going to see in the continuing coming months? Well, one of the things that Kristy and I were looking at right before this, right before we got on this Zoom, is, the market patterns that happen in December. And so here, I think you're going to see some interesting patterns. Now, Kristy and I have been working hard on upping our listing game. Right, Kristy?
Yes, we are working on getting those listings and helping sellers. And with looking at the data, we're kind of excited for our sellers because in December, there are less listings historically. We're going to see the same thing this year. So our sellers will have hopefully a better chance of selling their home quickly.
Yeah. And one of the things that I think that the story that tells, because, here it is, it's December 1st, 2022. And, you've got December 21st, there were 282 listings versus 6 months prior to that, there were 553. So more than twice that number. So the number really ebbs and flows. So the good news is, for those of you that are listing your home for sale in December, there is not a lot of competition. Now, when we look at the sales and the closed sales, or pending sales and the closed sales, you're also going to see a similar trend. But I like to point that out because we've got several things going on right now. We've got there's interest rates that are sort of providing a little bit of a headwind, if you could call it, an economic headwind for folks. There is decreased inventory, decreased activity. So for those cash buyers that are in the market, and for those that have the ability to spend a little bit more, you're going to have the world is your oyster almost at this point, because there is just not a lot of competition in the market right now. And so you're going to have plenty of opportunity to find a good deal. Now, that is new listings. Let's go over to closed sales. And here you can see closed sales, the low in the last year. Now, November was actually our lowest, and this is a 10-year data set. It was one of our lowest of closed sales in November. So that tells me one thing: the market is contracting a lot in the market, or in the Hawaii real estate market right now. Is it going to continue to contract? There have been actually a lot of indicators that said we're sort of like turning around, and we're going to talk about those a little bit here in a few minutes. But the big picture is it is down, and closed sales, though, historically you see them. It's a 45-day, typically a 45 to 60-day lag. Okay, so here's the thing, right? February, you go February, January, February. So typically the closing cycle is 45 days, right? And so if you think about listings are the lowest in December, 45, 30 to 45 days later, it would be when those closed sales would be happening. And that's why you see that corresponding rate. So it's, there are a few things that are indicating that, like our sales price, our quantity of listings, our quantity of homes that are actually in the market. This is new listings. This is homes for sale. Okay. It has gone down a little bit, but the big picture is it's a cycle. It's a fairly normal cycle. In fact, when Kristy and I first started looking at this, right? What was your thought, Kristy? I mean, it's a cycle.
It is a cycle. And when we looked at the data, there, as many people are a little bit scared of the market and whatnot right now. When you look at the data, even with interest rates where they are, it's not outside of the norm for Hawaii at this time of the year. A lot of people don't want to stage their home and have people coming in and out for open houses during this time of year, which is a huge factor outside of the current market conditions. But historically, it looks like we're on the same path. So that's a really good indicator for where we're heading.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. And, there are definitely going to be some challenges in the days ahead, but let's talk about, this is an interesting one here. You remember back in the days of 2016, it was, the average days on market in Hawaii was 66. Like this is between the 60s and 70s. I mean, that was like, we can't even imagine that anymore. And I will tell you, a lot of people don't know this, but in 2017, there was a tax reform act that was passed by a certain administration that was in the White House during that time. And it really incentivized homeowners to buy, or it incentivized people to buy homes. And as a result, it really just turned the market significantly in 2017. And now it went from 60s in December of 17, by the time we were in the spring, it went from 68 to 17 in March. And then it sort of stayed right around 20-ish from there on out to where now, I mean, that's been 5 years or so, 5-6 years now. I mean, that's like the normal. People can't remember what it was like to not have a home sit on the market for 2 weeks. And so what I think is going to be happening here in the next couple of next quarter, 2 quarters, maybe 3 quarters of the next year, is we're going to see this continue to climb, and it's going to continue so our days on market, our average days on market is going, in my opinion, going to continue to increase. But I just want to point out to people that, it's not like we haven't been there before. And this is, again, a balancing of the market. So it's giving those buyers a lot more flexibility. And that's what it's all about, is buying real estate. You want to have that flexibility. And but for you sellers out there, don't be concerned. Okay. Just because it's been 20 days on the market average for the last 6 years, there was a 6-year period, from 2013, well, 3 to 4 year period from 2013 to 2016, where it was 60 days were the norm. So that's another thing that I kind of want to point out. Any thoughts on that at all, Kristy?
I think that's good information for sellers to get realistic expectations when they go to list their home. And we can always hope for the best, but plan for, realistic expectations for the market. And that way they don't get scared or feel like the house isn't going to sell, because property in Hawaii, historically, it sells. Sometimes it just takes a little bit longer.
And here you can see it typically does not go down. I mean, this is this average, sale price. Okay. And you can see the trend. It bumps around a little bit, but generally, I mean, this is a year's worth right here. I mean, it generally from 14 to 18, it went from 800,000 to around 1 million in 2018. From 2018 to 2000 and what was that? 2014, 18. So 18 to 22, we've seen, we have seen a little bit of a spike. Is Hawaii, are our values going to come down even more or more in this rate? I don't think they are. I think we're going to continue. I think we've reached sort of a new plateau for multiple reasons. Number one, tied to the valuation of the dollar, but and also kind of the inflationary aspects of that. I feel like we're probably at a sort of a new plateau, and I feel like we're probably going to keep the average sale price is probably going to be around between 1.1 and 1.4. It's just going to maybe bounce around in that neighborhood for the indefinite future, is my opinion. But again, hey, I'm just a realtor in Hawaii. I'm not a squawk boxer on CNBC. All right, well let's pull up our slides. That's what the market's looking like today. Let's see here. All right, so let's see what it's looking now, and then let's get over to now. What about interest rates? Okay, so what are interest rates doing? That's what everybody's wanting to talk about. So interest rates, we've had, in the last month, I think I was looking at they went from the low sixes the first week of October, and again we're in the 60 days ago. They were in low sixes to where in early October, and then in the week of November 10th is when they actually peaked at, I think 7.25 was the interest rate in the first week of November. It's since come back, and now it's at 6.49%. But what does that do? That still is having an impact on those buyers and sellers. How is it impacting buyers? Well, where normally they were able to buy a home with, because that percentage of interest rate on a $1.2 million average price, right, is going to make a difference of, substantial difference on the order of $700 to $1,000 a month in monthly principal and interest, depending on how much they're leveraged. So if they've got a highly leveraged 80 plus loan to value, and you're at moving 1,000 basis points, basically one whole percentage point. I mean, that is literally going to be $750 to $1,000 difference in your monthly cash flow situation. And so those interest rates are having a real effect on the buyer pool, and as a result, that buyer pool is in turn getting smaller, which is causing the sellers to say, okay, my house is sitting on the market longer, which we've seen in the past, right? And then they're also getting, now they're pricing, and they're starting to price a little more aggressively. So that's why I feel like we're going to start seeing that a little bit of a retracement on the overall prices. So overall, that's what my comment is on the interest rate scenario. Any insight at all, Kristy, on that?
Well, I think as we talk about the interest rates and how that's going to affect the affordability for the house, and some people may not be ready to push the button and say, yes, I'm ready to buy, because now they're spending $750 to $1,000 more monthly. However, there are ways for the buyers to combat that a little bit when we get into some creative ways to handle those interest rates. So when we talk about that, a lot of people may not be aware of the 2-1 buy down that the buyers can ask for the sellers. And this is kind of an incentive to both buyers and sellers. If the seller doesn't want their house to stay on the market and they can meet that buyer where they need with a more affordable payment, then it's basically a win-win for both situations. So with the 2-1 rate buy down, you're basically asking the seller for a seller credit, and it is going to help to purchase the interest rate down by 2% for the first year and 1% for the second year. So with that, you're going to have a substantial difference in your payment. And then most people that are using the strategy are going to hope to refinance by that second year and hope that rates are much lower than they are now.
Yeah, exactly. So a great example of that is a listing that we've actually got coming on the market right now. We actually have what's the word I'm looking for? We've floated it. We haven't finalized it. We don't know if this is for sure going to happen. But there's the volume. The variable in there is the amount of equity that a homeowner has in the deal. And when I say the amount of equity that the homeowner has in the deal, that basically means how much free money. And by free money, I mean, like if it's $1 million house and they have $800,000 mortgage, they have $200,000 in equity, just to put it in layman's terms. Okay. So they need to have the amount of, that amount of equity in the deal. Here's an important statistic. In today's market, the average homeowner in the United States across the board has over $300,000 in equity. That's the average across the country, over $300,000. So when we talk about what Kristy was talking about with the 2-1 rate buy down, so there's a couple of caveats with this. Number one, it can only come in the form of a seller credit. So that means they take some of that equity, some of that $300,000 in equity that they've got in their house, and then they're going to turn it into a credit or a rate buy down. How's that going to work? Again, I don't know exactly what every situation is going to vary, but here's the example that I like to use. Let's say somebody's going to buy in Hawaii $1 million house. Let's say they're going to take out an $800,000 mortgage. They're going to put $200,000 down on it. They're going to take an $800,000 mortgage. And really, it doesn't matter what the price is. That's going to be their mortgage. At a 6.5% for $800,000, you're basically looking at probably with principal and interest $5,000 to $6,000 a month. Let's just say $5,000 for simplicity's sake. Okay. So at 6.5%, 7% interest. Now, with a 2-1 rate buy down, if they're buying that $1 million house, okay, from an owner that has $300,000 in equity, all right. So what that owner has to do is they're going to have to sacrifice, or not, they don't have to, but basically they can offer up a good number that I like to say is $18,000 that they can offer towards seller credit as a rate down. And here's how it works. So basically that buyer would be spending, what did they say? $5,000 on that mortgage. Okay. $5,000 that's kind of a reach for a lot of folks for an $800,000 mortgage. So again, at 6.5%, 7% interest, if they do an $18,000 credit, here's how it's going to work. For the first year, they're going to take $1,000. They're going to put it in an escrow, a seller's escrow account. Okay. In that seller's escrow account, they're going to have that $18,000. The first payment, they're going to get $1,000 that's going to be credited over to the buyer's monthly principal and interest. So instead of a $5,000 payment, that first month is only going to be $4,000. So that's effectively like going from a 6.5%, 7% to 5.5% or 4 or 5% interest rate. Okay, so that's sort of the idea. And you do that times 12, that's $12,000. So their payment was $55,000. Now it's $4,000 for that first 12 months. And then that next 12 months, they're going to take that $6,000 that's remaining from that $18,000 credit. They're going to break it up into $500 per month, which is $6,000. Okay. And now, so the second year, that buyer is going to go from $4,000 a month. They're going to increase to $4,500 a month. Still a little bit more palatable than $5,000, but it's still not as than $4,000, but not as bad as $5,000, right? And then the second year, so after that last $6,000 has been depleted over that second year, the idea is that in 2 years we are going to see some economic relief. Generally, economic cycles don't last more than 2 years. Generally, there's some variance and some exceptions and some nuances to that. But generally, that's what's happening, is that those interest rates are going to be back down, come back by that point, and then the seller will, or the buyer will then ideally be able to refinance, get a rate at a lower rate than 7%. Okay, maybe down into 5%, which then translates them to having sort of a $4,500 $4,500 payment. So that's the idea between a 2-1 rate buy down. It's just a unique way of doing it. It's not terribly different from an adjustable rate mortgage. You have a 5-1, you have a 7-1. Adjustable rate mortgages are just that. They will subtract a specific amount off of the prime rate, and then they'll give them at a very, very low single-digit rate on that money. But then after that 5-year window tips over, it goes up. So it's basically just a little bit different, but the underwriting requirements on that are a little more on a 2-1 rate buy down is a little more generous and a little easier than the adjustable rate mortgage, and it's less risky in a lot of ways for an adjustable rate mortgage. So that's sort of the idea between how people are creatively getting around these rising rates. If you're interested in learning something like that, reach out to Kristy, reach out to myself, and we'll be more than happy to help you out in connecting you with lenders that we have. We have multiple lenders that do this program that we would be able to help you buy your home here in Hawaii. So big picture. What is the takeaway is that we don't have a crystal ball, okay? We don't know exactly what's going to happen. I feel like personally there's going to be a little bit of a slight retracement from our current situation as far as, price points. We are going to see a little bit of extension on days on market. But overall, I feel like we're sort of moving into sort of a new median. I don't want to use the word new normal, but I just did. So it's going to be sort of like that new more. I feel like myself, we're going to be the average price point in Hawaii is going to be around that 1.2 to 1.4 area. And it's just going to stay there for probably the next 2 years. Yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Any of yours on the big picture, Kristy? What do you think?
I think that as long as the buyers are informed on all of the ways that they can work with our current inventory so they don't miss out on getting to have a home now is huge for their financial success long-term as well, and making sure that the sellers know where we are with the market, reasonable expectations, and just continuing to keep an eye on interest rates and where things are and how to best structure deals, because that's a lot of it comes down to how we negotiate to get everybody where they need to be.
That's exactly right. So that is a nutshell of what the market is going to look like. Now let's go ahead and do what I love to do, which is our Hawaii real estate roundup. So let's get into that. Kristy, what do you think about that presentation? Do you think that was valuable? Do you think folks are going to find some value in that?
I sure hope so. That was really, I think it was good. That was a lot of good information for people. I don't know how many people will stay on for 28 minutes. I don't know how the analytics work with that. If they're using it as education, maybe.
Yeah, we're still live. We're still live, but yeah, it's okay.
Can we edit that?
It's all good. It's all good. Well, listen, I tell you what, let's do. Let's take a look at the market today. Since we're talking about all these things, why don't we take a look? And I apologize. Don't worry, there'll only be like 12 or 15 people that watch this video. Anyway.
Well, there's your new teammate in a nutshell.
It's all good. I kind of threw you a softball, but that's what I like to hear. I like the honest dialogue. I really do. That's my style. So that's awesome. All right, so here we are in the Hawaii Real Estate Roundup, and what are we doing here? You know what? I didn't even throw the slide out there, but that's okay. All right, so like I said, in the Hawaii Real Estate Roundup, we show high, median, low. First top of the stack today. Interesting. Somebody over on Maui. I'm not gonna put that in here because they're in Kihei. They're just kind of cast a broad net. Let's just, I don't know. Ooh, though, look at that. Look at that. Oh man. This has actually not even been built yet. It's in Wailea. Wait, is it? Oh, maybe. Oh no, they're selling lots. Man, they're selling those. Oh yeah, okay, there you go. You can see this
Mhm.
Yeah. Have you spent, is that the, let's see, is that the Four Seasons? Oh, yeah, that's the Ritz and the Four Seasons, I think, right there. That's Lanai over there. Wait. No. Wailea. Yeah, let's see. Have you spent much time over there?
I have not gotten the opportunity to yet, but I'm ready.
Oh, this is, okay, I'm sorry. This isn't in Wailea. This is in Kanapali, basically. Oh, no. I'm thinking, see, I was thinking of Kapalua. See, I'm not a Maui guy. Wailea is farther south. That's right. Yeah, Wailea is farther south. I was wondering what that that's this little, so that's actually these islands back here. That is Kaho'olawe, which is the old bombing range over there, and that's the what is it? The Molaniki, I think it is, the little crescent island right there. But this is Wailea, and that's probably the Grand Wailea right there, or that one is one of the two. I've only been to the Grand Wailea, man. It's been 15 years or so. It's nice over there, but it looks like they're selling lots there with a. Oh no! It is an actual house. Okay, but it's in a planned community, 5 million. But these are all renderings. That's why I'm. I guess it's pre-construction. So there's one of them right there at the end. Yeah, there they are sold. All of them are sold. So which number is it? Limited inventory remaining, main primary suite. Anyway, well, that's the top of the stack. 5.595 million over in Maui. And all right, so here's the real top of the stack for Oahu. Let's talk Oahu. My favorite neighborhood on Oahu is right here, Hawaii Loa Ridge. We've got a nice old school house here, looks like.
I can't imagine the views from that home.
Yeah, they're nice. Hawaii Loa is just the ridge that it sits on is unmatched. It's close to town, right? Mm-hmm. The only thing that Hawaii Loa has challenges with is that it was built pretty much in the 80s with the Asian kind of the Asian economy was just booming. And so a lot of them were like second homes. And they just were sort of set it and forget it. And they haven't been updated in a few decades, yes, as you can tell. It's the location is like premier, yes, but there's an opportunity for some improvement. Yeah. But I mean, again, it's just I fell in love with this. The first time I ever came up here, I fell in love with this community. And but this is top of the stack today for Oahu. Again, not much. There you can see. So it's kind of high up off of the loop there. 2.8 is what they're asking. This is listed by Akami Sumalin. She's and Mariko Tahara. So a couple of nice ladies there with Sotheby's. Congratulations, ladies, on your listing there. So that's the top of the stack of single families. Let's go to the middle of the stack. So we're either in Royal Kunia or Pololo. What do you think? Royal Kunia or Pololo? What do you
let's go Royal Kunia.
All right. Royal Kunia listed at 1.050, single family, 1,800 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, remodeled in 2022. It was built in 97. For 1,800? Okay, so they're 1,800 square feet. The 4,800 for that area. Lots are a little bit smaller lots in Royal Kunia. Near the golf course, beautifully remodeled home, new luxury vinyl flooring, paint throughout, bathroom vanities, fixtures, and exterior paint. Wooded rim lot with sweeping majestic mountain, city, and ocean views. No neighbors behind on the loop street. Central location near the bases, shopping, entertainment, Kapolei, Waikele golf courses, freeway access, and more. Large 2-car garage, relaxing outdoor living area. Vacant and easy to show.
I
There we
like
go. Yeah.
the area because of the location and the proximity to the interstate, and you seem to be able to take some other roads and avoid traffic often.
Yep.
For somebody that likes to avoid as much traffic as I do, it's got some high points with that aspect of it.
Yeah, I agree. These cabinets are looking nice. Looks
Yeah.
like new stainless steel. Looks like that thing's never even been cooked on. Look how shiny and shimmery that stovetop is.
Yes.
Yeah. I haven't cooked any mac and cheese on that bad boy. You can tell. So this one is along the back side. And so this is actually ag land back behind it here. I'm pretty sure if this is where I'm thinking about. Royal Cunha has a lot of these royal palms, which I always like, especially on the drive-in when you're coming in.
They are.
The royal palms are nice.
Well, it looks like it's been partially updated.
Yeah. They said remodeled in 22, so it's been it's got some recent stuff here. Oh, there we go. So that's I don't think that's ag land. That's that big stretch that's just below Royal Cunha. So you're actually looking down at Pearl Harbor. This is funny. I feel like we're leaning over sideways here. You got Tripler over there. You've got that's Pearl Harbor itself. This is Ford Island right here. This is going to be IAEA, Pearl Ridge. Stadium is going to be somewhere right around in here. So yeah, it's nice. And I agree with you. The location of Royal Cunha is awesome. Here's another photo of the. Okay.
They're highlighting no nosy neighbors behind you.
Yeah, for sure. And then I'm not sure what that is there. It looks like a nice, beautiful pink plant. I don't think that's a hibiscus. Does that look like a hibiscus to you?
It doesn't. I don't know the name off of that.
Is that a heliconia? That's not a heliconia, is it? I don't know. I'm just pulling out names of flowers.
I like it because it's bright pink.
That's right. That's your color.
My color.
I love it. Yes, that is your color. We should find out what that is. That looks like a plumeria tree on the side there with no blooms, though. Maybe it's one of those hybrids. And yeah, you can see they got some extra LVT and a 2-car garage there. Looks like they've got a steel gate for the yard. So yeah, that's middle of the stack. So that's right below the median price, which was 1.1 this month. And it is about 300,000 below the average price in Oahu. So Royal Loop up in Royal Cunha, Kaloli Loop in Royal Cunha. All right, now let's go down to the bottom of the stack. This is a coming soon. You think they have any? Oh, no photos yet. All right, then let's go. The bottom of the stack is going to be Terraza, one over in Terraza in Makalea Street, number 18. Let's take a peek at this little guy. 1,390 square feet, $800,000. Listed by Kevin Peterson. Congratulations, Kevin. Recently renovated 2020 single-family home in Eva by Gentry, Terraza. This 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage. Features nice size upstairs bedroom. Newer stainless steel kitchen appliances, washer and dryer. All show the remodel. Also very well, excuse me. The vinyl plank flooring downstairs, it's interior paint, carpet upstairs, also included in the partial remodel, meticulously maintained and ready for its new owners. This home has second floor view of Waianae Mountain Range and its glowing sunsets behind it. Complex has playground, barbecue, community pool, walking paths to enjoy, close to mini golf courses, park strips, and malls, restaurants, and of course the Kamakana Ali'i shopping mall. There we go. $10,000 closing cost credit for an accepted offer at list price. All right. Oh, they also want to do look at there. Assuming the seller's VA loan. Ah, that looks fun. All right. So for those VA buyers out there, this might be an easy way to get a house. Let's take a look and see what it looks like.
I think one of the important things for the VA assumable is to go ahead and start working with that lender prior to listing to see what the timeline is for the process to give potential buyers realistic expectations, because it is a little bit lengthier process for that. But man, if you can get in it at a 2 something instead of 5 to 7, that's amazing.
Yes, indeed. I would be curious to see what their monthly
payment is.
Yeah, what their monthly payment is. So that's a nice refresh on the kitchen there. Got that. I like that backsplash. I've always been a fan of that backsplash style. It's modern, but and it's kind of a classy look.
Exactly. Got all the aloha vibes.
Got the aloha vibes for sure. Where you go, I'll go. Oh, that's kind of cool. Interesting. That looks like a first floor bedroom. Yeah. Because I was going to say that bedroom looks kind of small-ish.
It does.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people looking for those first floor bedrooms, especially here that, maybe caring for an aging parent and that kind of thing. So those are hard to come by and always.
Yes. Always a good find.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting carpet.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of carpet, but I kind of like that style there. But this is the lowest priced single family home that needs a little bit of landscape work in the back. But this is the lowest price today on the single family home. So we're kind of running long. We're at 41 minutes. I generally don't like to go more than 41 minutes or 40 minutes or so. So we're going to, let me get back to here. All right, let's get into it. We already got into it. If you are interested in putting your house on the market, you can go to hpahomes.com/selling, and you'll find 8 things that sellers wish they knew before they hired their real estate agent. Did you know we have that guide there, Kristy?
Yes, I was aware of that, and I think that's a huge asset to have for anybody.
Yes. So if you're thinking about selling, we're happy to help you. And there's an old oh boy, there we go. So listen, we want to say thank you for watching. Kristy, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you coming on and joining the team, and I'm super excited about what the future has to hold.
Me too. I'm excited to be here and partnered up with you. Excited about educating for our clients and helping everybody out the best we can.
I love it. And that's all we're doing is we're growing. If you've enjoyed this content, join our Facebook group, fb.com/group/Hawaii Real Estate Roundup. And don't forget to visit hpahomes.com where you can find your dream home in paradise. We have thousands of high-res photos and videos, virtual walkthroughs, interactive maps, saved searches, and more. This is Hal and Kristy with the Hawaii Real Estate Roundup. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. God bless. Aloha. And we'll see you next time.
Aloha.